Whoa, yellow again. Hi guys. I'm just going to share this video. There we go. Okay. Let me just get a track here. Be with you in a minute. Okay, great. Okay, so this has been a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a while, and so I think someone just posted something just a minute ago. Oh, no, not for me. But I don't know a lot about it yet, but I'm starting to learn more, and I will be talking more about it. I do a lot of YouTube videos. God, it's orange in here. I do a lot of YouTube videos, and so I get a whole different audience over on YouTube commenting on my videos. And what I've been getting, which is so eye-opening, was lots of younger women saying that they are diagnosed in perimenopause. So in the thing above, I put menopause because lots of people don't know what perimenopause is. So I also wanted to talk about that. Perimenopause is when you are going through those really fluctuations of hormones. That's perimenopause. Menopause is when you have not had your period for 1 full year, right? But when someone notices that they're going through they have these symptoms, they're going through changes, they start to gain weight, all that, that is in perimenopause. You're not quite in menopause yet. But when you are in menopause, it doesn't mean things even out that much. They start to, but you still have the weight gain, you can still have the hot flashes, you can still have various symptoms, but not the topic. So what's really going on with this? And the crazy thing, it's so sad. Like women in their 20s and 30s going to the doctor and saying, I'm having this. They get tested. They figure out, what they find is that their hormones are completely out of balance. And so what they're diagnosing them with, which I'm quite surprised, is they're actually telling them, they just don't know, right? They say menopause. It's not menopause yet. They're in perimenopause. But anyways, that's what they're being diagnosed with. That's what they're coming to my YouTube stations telling me this is going on. This is what their doctor said. I'm like, oh my God, I did not know. I did not know. Well, what it is it's estrogen dominance. So what that means is progesterone. So estrogen, progesterone, they're probably never exactly right? And testosterone is over here too. But when you get more of one hormone, let's say estrogen, it goes up. So progesterone is now lower than estrogen, right? So you become estrogen dominant. And when that happens, when you have less progesterone than estrogen, you get certain symptoms. So you could look up symptoms of lower progesterone. Read those. You could look up symptoms of estrogen dominance, and I have some of those, so I'm going to read. I'm just learning all this, right? But I mean, I've learned lots about this, but when it comes to younger people, that's what's freaking me out so much. Oh my God. Oh, I lost the darn page. Just wait. I'll get back there in a second, guys. Oop. Okay, so I just want to make sure I got all symptoms of estrogen dominance. So, which is actually the symptoms of being lower in progesterone. That's lack of sex drive. Irregular, totally abnormal periods, and that's what happens in perimenopause. Bloating and water retention, weight gain around the midsection. Breast swelling and tenderness, which happens when we're pregnant, right? Fiber, cystic breasts and fibroids and all of that in the uterus, around the uterus. Mood swings, of course. A whole lot of issues with your period and with cysts and stuff. And so what happens is doctors tend to go, oh my God, there's something really wrong with you. We need to do a hysterectomy. And if you read any of Christine Northrup's books or anything from her, you will see totally that she talks about like fibroid cysts, and she talks about the different levels of the hormones and all of that. Hi, Jolene. I'm talking about so many young women now being diagnosed in perimenopause or menopause. And really what it is that their hormone fluctuations are like crazy. Now we're talking estrogen dominance. So more estrogen, that way their progesterone is lower. So when you get symptoms of lower progesterone, it is just like being in perimenopause. So that's why they're getting diagnosed as in perimenopause in the age of 20s and in their 30s. Now, progesterone is like your pregnancy hormone. So guess what? If you are really low in progesterone, you can't really get pregnant. Thanks for that thing. So these women, of course, I had one woman, she was a little older though, but lots of them in their 20s and 30s say they can't have, they are infertile, or they have such a hard time having kids. Well, there you go. It's because what's happening is their estrogen is higher than their progesterone, way higher. And at that age, it's not supposed to be. Now, what can be causing this is, it's our environment, and it's the shit that's in our foods and the plastics and things that are lining the cans. This is huge. This is huge, you guys. So there's a lot of young women who are walking around dealing with the hormone fluctuations that us in midlife deal with. They're dealing with it in their 20s and 30s. And believe me, I can't even imagine how hard that is, because no one would understand what they're going through. Of course, what happens, you get put on antidepressants and you get a hysterectomy. And I am seeing that, like I said in my YouTube videos, Jolene, I have a lot of people that subscribe to me on YouTube. And so I'm getting these comments on YouTube a lot from these women in their 20s and 30s. And I market to women 45 and over. Yet they're saying to me, like, I know I'm not old enough, but can I join your group? Or I know I'm so young, but this is happening to me. And I'm just like, holy cow. So I started doing a lot more research on estrogen dominance and really seeing the toxins in our environment. The plastics are a huge thing. We're talking xenoestrogens and fake estrogens that are in our foods and in chemicals, preservatives, toxins, lining of cans. Like I said, plastics, people microwaving plastic like crazy. Don't even microwave, period. But so these young people from a very young age, these kids are getting all these fake estrogens, and birth control pill, of course, is estrogen. So they are getting high doses of estrogens, not the good ones from, even if they were, they shouldn't be at their age, right? They shouldn't be receiving extra estrogen when they're in their 20s and 30s. That's not something they need, right? Their estrogen is not dropping. Mine's dropping like crazy, but theirs is not. Yet they are getting it in the foods and the chemicals and the plastics and the canned foods and the processed foods and the packaged foods, the lining of cereal boxes. Drinking out of plastic, the Starbucks lids, do not drink out of those lids with hot liquid. So if you have a to-go cup and it's steaming hot tea especially, and you're drinking it through the plastic lid, there you go right there. Now, I am not well versed yet on exactly what those are that's in the plastics. BPA is a really bad one that causes estrogen dominance. I'm just going to read about some things here that I found. So xenoestrogens are, and there's a whole book, Dr. Russell Blaylock. I studied a lot of his stuff. He's a neurosurgeon, and he has studied the effects of preservatives and gluten, the bad gluten, like because of all our highly processed food and wheat and stuff. What it's done to our brains and people's brains and children's brains and everything. And he talks a lot. He wrote a book on xenoestrogens. They're chemicals in our environment, right? Such as BPA. They're in plastics and aluminums, and typically have BPA. And when you ingest it, you can ingest it, and then it gets through your bloodstream, and it starts to screw around with the chemicals, which are hormones. So when someone says they have a chemical imbalance, we used to say that makes them depressed or this or that. That's hormonal imbalance, basically. So when you're buying canned things, you must look for BPA-free cans. Some organic stuff has it, so that's why I always buy organic canned stuff. Always, always, always. Read labels, read labels. You also don't want EDTA in your cans. Now, there are some foods that will help get the estrogen, excess estrogen out of your body. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Jolene. So let me just read some of these things. So of course, it's what you eat. So here I am on my YouTube videos trying to help these young women out, because they are just raised with so much that, right? All the plastics, all the junk food, the microwaving in plastic, the, you buy those bags, plastic meals, and you boil them in water, and the plastic, it's just like, holy crap. The birth control pills, the drinking out of the to-go cups, all of those things, they're getting loads and loads and loads of toxins screwing around with the chemical balance of hormones in their body. We're seeing more and more cases of infertility now for young women, which is really sad. And that's even, like, what's kind of terrible is if they're consuming all the, and, sorry, I forgot, oh my God, hormones in meat and dairy. Brutal for this too. So they're drinking all this milk and yogurt and all this stuff, and then having all this meat and just bringing in more and more and more of these hormones into your body, right? So let me just say what they talk about. So of course, foods that are really good for clearing, helping you to clear out, are the healthy foods. The foods that have a lot of B vitamins in them, omega-3s, really important. And that's, of course, getting enough good oils. Vitamins A, D, and K. And vitamin K is in all dark leafy greens, right? Vitamin A, beta carotene, is in like all your cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy, cabbages, right? And of course, we need to take vitamin D, right? We need to take vitamin D. Zinc, the minerals, hugely important. Zinc, calcium, and magnesium. And calcium, do not get it from milk. Do not get it from milk. Milk is harder on. And I saw a Dr. Oz today, actually. He does, I just watch it at, yeah, you do vitamin B12 shots. Some people need those, Cindy. Dr. Oz, at the gym, when I was at the gym, he is doing a lot more programs on like green smoothies and greens and healthy diets and stuff. So I'm very impressed about that, at least because it's spreading the message, right? And I was so happy to see him talk about that dairy's not good for you. He does promote yogurt a lot, but when he does, he always promotes like the plain yogurts. So he's pretty good at that. But he promotes yogurt a bit too much for me. But anyways, they were talking about milk is not bad for you. It promotes inflammation in the body. And so I was like, oh my God, this is great that he's saying that to so many people, right? No, yeah. What else does he say? And higher protein, yes. Let me just see. Eggs, fish, iodine. So of course we know that iodine supports the thyroid gland. It helps to detox heavy metals, helps your body from oh my God, I can't remember that main thing. Radiation protect your body from radiation. We need things like selenium too, selenium and zinc. So this is, when you're talking about high minerals too, you're talking about foods such as our dark leafy greens, such as you can go into some of the superfoods like I have when I talk about having the chlorella or the spirulina or the wheatgrass, like the super powders and stuff. That's another way to get extreme amount of really good quality minerals and trace minerals in your diet, as well as seaweed. But I mean, not everybody is going to be a big fan of having seaweeds, right? So, of course, the types of foods that I preach and show in my program, it's amazing. It's all the information is the same. So I'm watching Dr. Oz today too at the gym and glasses. But the funny thing is that, you see these ads, 5 foods that decrease inflammation or 5 foods that you shouldn't have or this and that. And it's basically all the same. Like really, what you need for every single diet and for all health, except there's a couple exceptions, I'll talk about them, are, you need your lots of leafy greens, you need lots of good vegetables, you need certain fruits and fruits at certain times, right? Of course, a whole bunch of dried fruit is not good. It's really high in sugar. Some people do well, could eat tons of bananas. Some people may not. So fruit's not one that I preach a huge amount of because it is so different for different people. And there's so many different kinds of fruits. And it depends on when you eat them and stuff. So that's a whole other topic. But the foods that are the healthiest are the foods that I talk about all the time. It doesn't matter if we're talking to decrease estrogen in your body. It doesn't matter if we're talking about decreasing inflammation in your body, or foods that help you give you more energy, or foods that help you lose weight. They're all the same kinds of food. Now, if you are someone who has a thyroid problem, or if you are somebody that has an autoimmune disease, I'm not going to get into details, but there are specific things that may be considered healthy that you should not have at the moment, as well as somebody with really severely compromised digestive system. Then there are like some foods you have to cook. You can't eat as many raw foods. So things like that. But basically it's the same kind of foods. It's just you just got to watch, right? But really there are foods that are good, not good for anybody, nobody. And like what they said about somebody who's estrogen dominant, which are a lot of these young girls who are now infertile, going through perimenopause already, dealing with symptoms in their 20s and 30s, dealing with the anxiety, the stress, the little depression, the weight gain, the mood swings, the breakouts again, and then, they may never be able to have kids, right? This is really serious. So they're dealing with that. And so there's foods that you should, of course, avoid, but we're talking everybody should, right? And those foods are all the processed sugars and the processed foods and the white sugars and the white flours. But it doesn't mean that the potatoes, there's anything wrong with them. It just means that you should decrease the starches, have more of the vegetables, right? Same with white rice. I have white rice sometimes. It doesn't mean you can never have it. It just means we're talking about the balance of the starchy and the vegetables, right? So altering that. Basically, whole foods that are not processed, that are not packaged, that are plant foods are your best foods, right? But you still could have some of the other things. It's just in smaller quantities, but you really, really want to watch your sugars. So, when we're thinking of these young women in their 20s and 30s having these symptoms, what types of diets do they usually eat, right? I mean, they're usually taking birth control pill. They're usually consuming, the junkier foods, the packaged foods. Maybe they never been taught how to cook properly. Maybe they're going to school and so they're living in dorms and all they can do is microwave and have all these processed and packaged foods. They go out with their friends, so they're drinking a lot of alcohol, drinking a lot of pop, having a lot more sugar, having a lot of candy, things like that, right? So this is why I see all this stuff happening to their body, and it's really, really sad. If they're able to get pregnant, if all of that is being passed on to their child, then really an unhealthy environment and very, very sad state the way things are right now. So, hey, I'm Hyland, drinking lots of alcohol. Yeah, you're probably listening to what I was talking about, Lynn. Yes, the young girls drinking lots of alcohol, which is a lot of sugar, right? And which is highly acidic to the body too, which increases inflammation in the body. So I just wanted to jump on, if you haven't watched it from the beginning, you watch it from the beginning and really, you can hear, thanks, what I talked about and I'll just say it real quickly. I was talking, I do a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm hearing from so many women in their 20s and 30s that are diagnosed now by their doctors as in perimenopause. And this is going to set up a whole bad health situation for them going into the future. Not only just infertility, but I'm afraid if they don't get things straightened out, right? Estrogen dominance can also mean breast cancer, can also mean lots of cancers, right? So really watching what we eat, the cans that we eat out of, not having any of the plastics, taking out the junk food, the chemicals, watch our environment, the cleaning products we use, the things we use on our skin, the lotions we put on our skin, the makeup, everything is all these toxins that our body is taking in and cannot detoxify fast enough. There is a huge problem right now. Huge problem. It's not just about weight loss. I know I've been talking a lot about weight loss lately, but my true passion is health. This is what women come to me a lot of times because they have to wait to lose, and that's when they're going to, okay, I need to change something. What do I need to change? It's kind of like, well, I'm glad you kind of had that weight gain because now we're going to help you with your food, which is the really important stuff because it's your health. It's your health. This is what we need to work on. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. Yeah, it's just crazy out there now. If anybody has any comments, feel free to comment. The new product I'm using has made a big difference. Good with my sinuses. Excellent. It'll affect the fibroids. Yes, fibroids from estrogen dominance. That's what I started talking about, Lynn, was estrogen dominant. And these young women in their 20s and 30s are being diagnosed with menopause and perimenopause because they are estrogen dominant now. They're getting too many fake estrogens. Post what products you're using, Lynn. Be good to know. So, yeah, and I was just talking about things you can do to decrease some of the estrogens, the fake estrogens, the estrogens you're getting, and that has totally to do with nutrition, what you're eating, right? Bringing in all the vegetables, bringing in the leafy greens, the vitamins, the minerals, making sure you're getting your good oils. So it's everything to do with what you eat, everything. As well as, of course, managing stress and stuff. But this estrogen dominant, progesterone is low. Because you're estrogen dominant, that's what needs to be taken care of, and that balance your hormones. EstroSmart. Excellent, Lynn. Ooh, good. Okay. So there are products out there. Lorna Vanderhaeg, who is from Canada, I think Vancouver, she has some products. But if you're from the US, you just go into your health food store and say, okay, do you have some like formulations, supplements that are formulation that are good for different stages of hormone fluctuation, like perimenopause and menopause, and they'll be able to help you. It has liver detoxifying her. Yes. Now, liver is where we process all the toxins and hopefully, right, break them down and get rid of them. But because we're taking in so many extreme toxins all the time, yeah, you can order it online. That's true. Because we're taking in so many toxins all the time, our body can't possibly get rid of all of them, especially if we're more sedentary, especially if we don't sweat a lot, especially if we don't do all the green juices and the green things and give our digestive system a break. So when you do cleanses like juice cleanses or smoothie cleanses and all that, then what happens is when your digestive system's able to rest, and at that time, it can go into detoxification mode. So, but it doesn't do it too often if we're constantly eating a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why I do intermittent fasting. Some people are really getting into that. And that also gives your body a digestion about 15 to 16 hours without food so that it can also work on detoxification. Really highly important. You take menopause tonic. Yeah. Is it working for you, Cindy? Do you find that there's good changes or whatever? I need to start taking something again. My hot flashes are getting brutal. So what's happening, I think, to me is that because I'm now 50, I've been over menopause for so many years that my estrogen levels are getting really, really low, I think. So, yeah, I'm not estrogen dominant by any means. Opposite. But I won't take fake stuff. And another thing for anybody who's going to be watching this in replay, if you go to your regular doctor and they say, okay, well, we'll put you on hormones, don't take them. Those are synthetic. You don't want to take those. Synthetic hormones actually are like a drug. They're like an antidepressant. They will take over things and they will shift. Oh, that's good. It's making a difference. They will shift and they will take over. So, but they're not doing anything naturally. So that when you try to get off synthetic hormones, your body reacts by going into such a state of extreme symptoms. So if anybody's ever been on antidepressants and tried to go off antidepressants, I haven't, but I've heard that it's terrible and you have to wean off them slowly. Same with synthetic hormones. They take over. So it's like a drug. So you will get withdrawals, you will get wild symptoms, you'll get fluctuations, you'll get worse symptoms, you'll feel like you're going crazy. So that's why people never want to go off them. Same with antidepressants, but they're not good for you, right? So those are things. If you are looking at balancing your hormones with more natural hormones, then first deal with all the food. Deal with food. And I can help you do that. I have a 6-week program starting soon. Oh my God. If you are having issues, join my program. Why not learn in 6 weeks what it may take you years to learn? Doesn't make any sense for people who don't want to do it. But anyways, I'm just saying. How was I talking about? I forgot. Train of song. They're in totally forgot. Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. My program, dianamarchand.com/the6-week-program, or message me if you want more information. Because seriously, the crazy thing is that I know women that are struggling with this, have a lot of problems, don't know what to eat, consistently ask me questions about what to eat, what to do. Just join my program. And Cindy's taking my program. Right, Cindy? We we go learn. I'm excited for it. It starts on Monday. And I'm also doing a talk this Saturday on my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. I'm doing a Facebook Live training we're doing it on weight. We're talking about why in midlife, why the midlife weight gain, what is going on, why can't you lose it? And we're also going to talk about some things that you may not even realize are holding you back from losing that weight. So it's going to be eye-opening. And then I'm also going to talk about my journey, my full journey through perimenopause, what I did, what I did, what I ate, what other things I did to support my body and to help with the weight gain. That's on Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific time on Women Creating Healthy Lives. Join that Facebook group now if you're not a part of it. And I'm going to sign off because I just kind of lost my train of thought. But this is a very, very serious topic. Please share the video if you know anybody who might be interested in learning this. Feel free to share all my videos. Share anything I say. I don't care. Write anything I say. Doesn't matter to me. I just want this stuff spread, right? Health to everyone. That's my motto. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.